Professor Jamie Warren found out it is not just those costs leaving so many people priced out.
Now we want to bring her in because this morning to talk about the organization that's standing up for what's protected under federal law.
Good morning, Kaylee and Megan. This is something that I have been following for the past few months because a few months ago, it's when I first spoke with the Arizona Pet Project about people who were unable to afford their pets because of the high cost of living. But as it turns out, there is also another side to this, people being turned away or unable to find housing because of their animals.
I'm good now, but a while back I had a lot of suicidal ideations, and one of the biggest things that kept me here was my animals.
Autumn Miller says her dog Riley is her emotional support, keeping her mind at ease when life gets hard. And when she suddenly lost her home,
I couldn't afford to pay the loan on the fifth wheel and the lot rent.
She considered living in her car if it meant keeping her animals. But when attending a recent conference, she learned from the Arizona Pet Project about the rights emotional support animals have.
I was under the misconception that ESAs, emotional support animals, were not protected at all.
And with a letter from her psychiatrist, they now have a roof over their heads. Have you seen people being actively discriminated against?
We have.
CEO of the Arizona Pet Project, Leanna Taylor, tells me her organization is currently working with veterans, many suffering from PTSD, and pairing them with emotional support animals.
They run into a slew of challenges.
Under the Fair Housing Act, a landlord can't refuse someone with an emotional support animal or service animal. And since they aren't technically pets, owners do not have to pay pet fees. It's important to note service animals are trained to assist someone with a disability. ESAs are not, which means you can't take them everywhere. But Taylor says she's seen people with ESAs and service animals denied a place to live.
They face breed size restrictions or no pet policies when they move into housing. It can be really difficult to advocate for yourself. And the housing crisis has really only exacerbated that. Are there instances where people go online and get letters? There are. Exploitation of any loophole happens, but I think that's less frequent. And what actually is more frequent is that people who would qualify for one aren't actually aware.
For Autumn, she works closely with veterans as part of her job and is now passing along what she's learned to them.
The knowledge itself has come in handy already.
So if you believe that you are being discriminated against, you can always file a complaint with the Department of Housing. And maybe you don't need an ESA or a service animal, but you're struggling to find affordable housing and you're facing restrictions because of your pet. Leanna tells me they can help you with that as well. They have a whole bunch of resources through their website. You can also meet with them in person. One of those resources, Kaylee and Megan, includes them actually paying those pet fees that families often face when trying to get into an apartment.
Yeah, so if you're even a little apprehensive, just giving a call or diving deeper to try to get more information can arm you with what you need.
It's those limitations that often keep people out of finding what they need. So Jamie, thank you so much for bridging that gap for us this morning.